This person says, I like the Parker stands up for his rights video. That's actually one of my more popular videos. And I know that, I don't know if Caleb's on today, but people get so polarized by that. It's weird. I mean, I think I'm one of the only places that has a video up. I mean, and I didn't copy his stuff, right? So I edited it down and I commentated on it. It's probably one of my only commentary type videos. And then the interview I did with him, I just butchered that. I was really disappointed in myself on how I did that. But you get in the situation. What people don't understand on this, on these stories, right? Because that's not a unique situation. I mean, and I'll say I didn't have that. I've never had my kids say either way they wanted to live one place or the other. Thank God, right? But the reality is that whenever you're financially ruined, your money's gone, you're scraping by and giving every dime that you have to your ex because you're ordered to do so. And then if some situation like that comes up and you're trying to communicate with the other person who has all the power and say, hey, little Johnny, or in this situation, little Parker, and that wasn't little, he's 14, wants a change. And when the other person, which is bizarre, right? When you're not dealing with a narcissistic person, and it's not this adversarial, I won, I get to make all the decisions, you're going to listen to me. And I know a lot of people, some people I even talk to that are out there, are dealing with this. They're dealing with a person who is never going to agree to anything and will use everything against them. And they don't care. They don't care who it hurts. And you get into a situation where you're out of options. You're like, I don't have the $20,000 to $40,000 to go back and fight this battle. And I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to force the issue to make a change. And it didn't work. And a lot of people watch that story and they're like, what the hell happened? And and I know there's other people who have more detail on it, but I look at it as, you can dive into and criminalize and demonize everybody, right? And there are people who just hate Caleb. I get it on my thing. I'll get people who are like, you're dumb, you're stupid, how dare you do this? You don't know the story, you're just agreeing with them. The reason I highlighted that story is because of the crap show that Caleb went through, and he was able to still show up, try to be in his kid's life. He didn't give up. My understanding, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't think I am, that they tried to get him to just sign away your rights, sign away, all this will go away. Just walk away from your kids. Basically it's like, get out of my life and I'll stop screwing with you. If you get out of my life, you never come back and you pretend like these kids never existed. And some people give up. Some people give up completely. Some people look at it and say, all right, this sucks, but I've lost. I got to find a way to resalvage my life. And the sad part is that most of the time when people do that, they freaking regret it for the rest of their life. They always feel guilty about it. And then you have the people who, and I kind of fall into this category, not to the same extent as Caleb did, to where you say, you know what, I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I'm going to keep plugging along. I'm going to keep staying. I'm going to keep showing up. Until I completely lose, maybe then I'll reevaluate it, but I'll keep going. And then in his story, 4 years later, the same thing happens with with his next 14-year-old son. It was funny. I hear people people put in my comments, he's horrible. The kids don't even talk to him. The other day he was doing a live stream and one of his kids, the other two kids were watching, or playing video games or doing something. And I think it was Hayden just popped in and hung out on his live stream. It's like, what the hell? See, here's the other thing. And this is kind of getting me a little hot on the collar, getting me a little frustrated. It's like, At the end of the day, kids want to have a relationship with both parents. Now, I get that people who are on my channel, the other parent is probably a total piece of garbage. However, it's still the parent of the other child, of the kid. They still want their parent to love them, not reject them. And if we're sitting there and the parent is doing that, it hurts. I've watched that myself. I'm like, oh my God, can't you please just can't you provide them a little bit of positive attention? Why does it have to be this freaking chaos all the time, And I'm watching it right now. I was talking to two people about this yesterday. I'm watching it, and I'm watching my youngest, who maybe a year or two ago, was expressing how disappointed she was and how her mom was ignoring her and stuff and all those different things. And she's just desperately trying to find a way to get her mom to even recognize her. And unfortunately, typically kids will start going down this destructive path to get that attention. And then we're stuck just trying to undo the damage, pick up the pieces. And it seems like all the while we're doing that, we're just getting poked in the eye by our kids, boop. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Break the Cycle with DSD podcast. I do this show live every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. If you want to catch a full show, tune into this channel, subscribe, and hit the like button. Or you can find the podcast version on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or your other favorite podcast directories. Hope to see you on the next show.